Thanks a lot, Brian. We are live here at Powell High School getting set for the final game of the district tournament for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Unfortunately, it is the consolation game. The Wildcats taking on the West High Rebels. There's an importance to this game, obviously, because of seeding at the regional tournament. I'll let Shauna Hayes talk a little bit more about the importance of this ball game and this game in particular. Go ahead, Shauna.
Thanks, David. Tonight, the Wildcats find themselves in an unfamiliar position, playing in the consolation game for the District 3 tournament and not the championship game. You have to go all the way back to the 2012 season to not see the Wildcats playing in the title game. That season, they lost to Powell in the semifinals, but did manage to beat Campbell County in the third-place game. The good news is that the overtime loss to Central did not end their season. It just made the road to Murfreesboro a little more difficult. That's the good news. The bad news is that they will have to do it all on the road to ensure we would win the region tournament. Oak Ridge will begin region play on Saturday at either Hardin Valley or at William Blount. These two teams are playing for the District 4 championship tonight at Farragut. Oak Ridge lost a tough one on Friday to a suddenly hot Central team. The Wildcats' 66-62 overtime loss was the first loss to Central since 2011. Tonight's opponent, West, also lost on Friday in overtime 88-83 to the Carnes Beavers. The Beavers are trying to win their first District 3 championship since 2012 season when they beat Powell for the title. Their opponent, Central, has not won a district title since defeating Oak Ridge in 1992. This season's region tournament will surely have a new look with the top teams replacing the usual suspects atop the bracket. Carnes, Central, William Blount, and Hardin Valley all are rare contenders for the region title. Hardin Valley and William Blount have never won a region title. Central hasn't either in the modern era, and Carnes' last region title came in 1985 when they beat William Blount. Usually the top seeds in recent years have been Oak Ridge, Bearden, and Maryville. Bearden is also playing in a consolation game tonight, and Maryville was eliminated in the District 4 tournament. Farragut's last season District 4 championship is playing Bearden in tonight's consolation game. Needless to say, the region tournament will be wide open with all teams having a great shot to win it. William Blount will be being the favorite at this point. All that begins at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Tonight, the Wildcats have to take care of business against West. West comes with a 19-9 record and the only team in the regular season to have beaten Oak Ridge. That came on January 10th, 59-57 at West. Oak Ridge avenged that loss with a 55-38 win over West in Oak Ridge on January 27th. To win tonight, the Wildcats will have to get back to their balanced attack that has fueled much of their success all season long. In the loss to Central, the Wildcats didn't get their usual games from a couple of the starters, plus foul issues were a problem as well. The winner avoids having to play a District 4 championship on their home floor. William Blount is the heavy favorite in the District 4 title game, but Hardin Valley has played them tough in the 3 games this season. The Governors have won 2 out of the 3 games against the Hawks, with both teams having won and the other home court. William Blount defeated the Hawks additionally on a neutral court at Henderson County. That game was the only game that wasn't decided by 6 or less points. That game is being played tonight at Farragut. Historically, Coach Aaron Green says it's hard for teams to get up for a consolation game, but the importance of the seeding makes it crucial in extending their season. The last consolation game for Oak Ridge came in 2010 when the Wary Bortman team lost to Anderson County. They ended up facing a Bearden team in the region and lost 29-14 in one of the hardest games to watch in school history. The stall game at Bearden. Coach Green's only consolation game at Oak Ridge was that 64-51 win over Campbell County in 2012. Historically, the Wildcats are 24-5 against West and are 4-2 in postgame against West under Aaron Green. 5-3 overall in tournament games. This series began in 1951. Last night, the Lady Wildcats defeated Carnes and in doing so won the District 3 championship for the 8th straight season. The Lady Wildcats will host Maryville on Friday night at 7 o'clock, region tournament game. The Lady Wildcats will host the entire region beginning Monday as long as they continue to win. Karnes will host Farragut on Friday, Bearden will host Powell, and Campbell County will travel to Heritage and other games. The first 2 games of the region are elimination games. Tonight, we are here on FM 92.7, prepradio.com, channel 15, and streaming live on the YouTube channel Prep Radio. Our sponsors for tonight's live stream is Ed and Joyce Disney. We thank them for their support on our broadcast tonight. We'd also like to thank our seasonal sponsors who have been with us all season long. Our seasonal sponsors are Fox Insurance Group, Tim Bank of Oak Ridge Utility District, Mortgage Investors Group, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, and Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance. We'd also like to thank Sandy Henry, Eric and Stephanie Lawning, Ed and Joyce Disney, Scott and Denise Lane, the Johnson family, plus Terry Lee for their continuing support as well. It's time to take a break, and when we come back, Mark will have the starting lineup and tip off for the Oak Ridge and West, live from Howell High School. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
And now the starting lineup for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Number 4, Grayson Strader. Number 10, Brennan Scott. Number 11, Raekwon Watson.
But you might have to start it. She's not back.
And number 35, Cooper Williams.
What's that? We are back here at Powell High School getting set for this basketball game, Oak Ridge and West. Mark, you've got the starting lineups.
Thank you very much, David. First, starting for the West High Rebels, they're going to come out with number 1, Jalon Hill, followed by number 5, Dane Britton, number 13, Devin Martin, number 22, Hunter Hudson, number 23, Kevin Jack, and for Oak Ridge, Grayson Strader, Brendan Scott, Raekwon Watson, Caden Brightheart, and Cooper Williams.
Ball controlled by the Wildcats, and we are underway here at the Powell High School gym. The consolation game here, the Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the West High Rebels. With the basketball comes Ray Ray. He works the ball to the top of the key, works the ball to his right with the pass to Brennan Scott. Goes into Cooper, the ball deflected, saved by Cooper. Right back it goes to Brennan Scott. Scott dribbles out near the top of the key. He works the ball right side, drives in, pulls up, takes a short shot, up, no good. Rebounded by the West High Rebels. Here they come down the floor with the basketball. Will come Hunter Hudson. Hudson swings it out to the big guy, Kevin Jack, holds the ball and gives it up to their point guard, Jalen Hill. Hill with the basketball, guarded by Ray Ray. Swings the ball to his left to number 5, that's Dane Britton. They can shoot the ball from the outside. They can go inside with the big guy. He's to look at him, he looks more like a lineman, but he's actually pretty fleet-footed. He was able to move around the goal pretty well. He obviously takes up a lot of room and pulls down a lot of rebounds. He's dribbling right now with Grayson Strader guarding him. They work the ball to Devin Martin, who swings it out to number 22 for a wide-open 3. Good. Hunter Hudson knocks it down. The Wildcats trail 3-0. 6:51 to play. Ray Ray coming down the floor. He'll be allowed to bring the ball across the line. 3-0 West. 6:44 to play in the first quarter. We'll talk about the implications of this game as Grayson works it out to Brennan Scott. Backs it up. New play call by Coach Aaron Green, head coach of the Wildcats in his 13th season as the head coach of the Wildcats. Brennan with it to Grayson. Holds the ball, dribbles in, penetrates, stops, goes to the hole. Good. Grayson Strader scores the first 2 points of the game. Play is halted, and he took a nasty tumble down. And I think Grayson gets up limping. He obviously lost his footing as he went in. I heard the whistle blow, and I was wondering what the deal was, and Grayson looks like he's going to have to come out of the game, but he's going to stay in. Knowing Grayson, he's going to try to stick it out for sure. Here they come down the floor. West in the lead, 3-2. They work the ball to the big guy. Number 23 tries to shoot over Cooper. Good defense by Cooper. They set for another wide open 3. It's up no good. Rebound to Grayson Strader. Strader and the Wildcats trying to push the ball down the floor. I think he's still in obvious pain as he works the ball across the line. Here it goes to Ray Ray, back to Grayson. Grayson holds the ball top of the circle to Martin. Martin dribbles in, penetrates, bump, kicks it out, Brennan Scott. Fake the 3, will not take the shot. Picked up defensively by Jalen Hill. He looks to his left. The Wildcats work it over to Raekwon Watson. Ray Ray drives in. He's fouled. Personal foul is going to go against Hunter Hudson. It's good to see Ethan Eubanks show up here at Powell High School at the District 3 tournament.
At the buzzer?
Right, yeah. He made it, though. I mean, he made it. Made it for tip-off. As the Wildcats work the ball in, they throw the ball away. Caden Brighthart tried to get it in. They work it in for shot, blocked by Cooper, but he can't control it because it goes off the body of Grayson Strader out of bounds. Shauna Hayes doing camera work up top. Joey Weston doing camera work down on the floor for us. Their basketball, and it comes to Kevin Jack. Jack works the ball to number 22, Hunter Hudson. Bounce pass goes in once again to Jack. Jack against Cooper, turns, spins, blocked again. He gets the shot up, no good. Rebound out of bounds. They say last touch by the West High Rebels. Number 5, Dane Britton, was closest to it. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. I still think that Grayson's in a little pain, Mark.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see him doing any cuts as he throws the ball to the defender and they get a quick bucket.
Wildcats have thrown away 2 inbounds passes. Brennan Scott dribbles in. Brennan thought about shooting. Will off the glass shot, no good. Rebound Cooper, back up, good. Cooper Williams scores. We'd like to thank Ed and Joyce Disney for sponsoring our broadcast tonight here on our YouTube stream and on FM 92.7, FM 94.7. The Wildcats trail it 5-4, 5:02 to play. 2 inbound turnovers. I know that won't make Coach Green happy. He's taking his jacket off.
Yeah, and I can't remember the first one, but the second one definitely led to 2 points, so you really don't want to do that.
Here comes Jalen Hill calling the play. The West Rebels wearing all red. They work at the Kevin Jack, who comes cross court to Britton. Hudson down the line, puts up a shot, no good. Picked up, no good. Offensive player control foul, a push off from number 23, Kevin Jack, I thought. And I think that is the case. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. That'll be Kevin's first personal foul, team foul number 2 called against West. Oak Ridge basketball facing pressure, and it comes to Raekwon Watson. Ray Ray brings it across the line with a quick pass to Brennan Scott. Can't get the 3 off, goes to Cooper. Cooper backs it to Brennan, pulls up three-pointer, good! Nice shot from the left corner, and the Wildcats have the lead, 7-5. And that's a good sign. Brennan nails that shot.
Yeah, we kind of haven't seen that in the last few games, Dave. We kind of missed that from Brennan.
Here comes West down the floor. Consolation game here from Powell High School on FM 92.7, FM 94.7. We're also on prepradio.com and Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. Their basketball, Devin Martin with it, top of the circle. They work the ball to Jack. Jack on the left elbow, swings it over to Hill. Hill takes one dribble, goes a backdoor cut, shot is no good. Grayson had the rebound. Grayson has the rebound. He'll bring it down the floor for the Wildcats. Grayson Strader accelerates against Jack, takes it to the glass, and good. Yeah, Mark said off air there, his ankle's fine. He looked good on that drive, and Oak Ridge leads 9-5. Here they come down the floor. Another little floater, no good. Rebound. Cooper had it, knocked out of bounds by West again. Dane Britton knocks it out for the Rebels. Oak Ridge playing with Raekwon Watson, Brennan Scott, Cooper Williams, Caden Brightheart, Grayson Strader. So we've got 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 1 senior in the ballgame. Brennan Scott, oh boy, I thought he was going to launch another 3. Makes it a shorter shot, baseline jumper, hits the side, no good. Rebounded by Grayson, goes up for the shot again, no good. Cooper's got it back up, good. Cooper Williams scores his 4th, and the Wildcat lead is 11-5. The inbound stolen away by Caden Brightheart, but he was out of bounds when he tried to grab the ball. Good hustle, though, by Oak Ridge on the press. 3:18 to play first quarter. Cooper comes out to a nice round of applause from the Oak Ridge fans here at Powell High School at the district tournament. Shamar Greens, another sophomore, comes into the game. That's the great thing when I name off their names here. We got so many underclassmen. Basically, we've got 3 seniors on the team. Bryson Comer, who's out for the year. Marcus Peters, who comes in as the 6th or 7th man. And Grayson Strader, the only senior starter. That means, as there's a jump ball, should have been, and it is a jump ball, and they'll get the ball in the alternate possession. The great news is we're going to have most of these guys back next year.
Yeah, and I think that, even though Grayson Strader will be a great loss, I mean, you've got both Shamar Green and Cooper Williams coming back, and they're 2 very good bigs.
West will have the basketball once again underneath the goal. Marcus Peters, that other senior, does come into the ball game now. West gets the ball in, and it comes to number 4 for them, Garrett Birch. Holds the ball and gives it out to the top of the circle. Dribbling out for a 3-point shot, which is up good. They launch it in, and hitting that shot, number 3, Maurice Clark. Wildcat lead is 11-8. Oak Ridge works it into Brennan Scott. Brennan throws it into Ray Ray. Ray Ray drives in to Shamar, goes up for the shot. Wanted to. He lost the ball on the baseline. Knocked out, they say, by the West High Rebels. Ray Ray caught him with a pretty hard pass. And honestly, I don't think Shamar was ready for it. He dropped it. The Wildcats get possession right back. Wildcats work it into Shamar, go up with it. He turns, he spins, he shoots. As he does, he's going to be called for a travel. He tried to make a couple of post moves. He just needed to go up there and just go up with it and maybe draw some contact.
Yeah, you got to go up with a little bit more authority than what he showed there, David. You're exactly right.
11-8 the score. Their basketball. Here comes West down the floor. With it will come big guy, new big guy in the ball game. They get a 3 off. It's open. It's up and good. Rattled home by Garrett Birch. They continue to knock down shots in the corner. Wildcats are tied at 11. Here's Oak Ridge down the floor. Caden Brightheart, his first shot of the night, no good. Rebound to West. Saved away on the floor by Oak Ridge. Shamar goes up, strong, good. Shamar Green hits the shot. Shamar, his first 2 points, he's averaging 4.6 a game. West trailing Oak Ridge 13-11. Bounce pass inside number 5, shoots good. They score with Dane Britton. Oak Ridge's defense giving up some easy ones here. Here come the Wildcats down the floor in a 13-13 ball game. Ray Ray thought about going all the way in, will not. Wildcats back it up with 1:48 to play in the first quarter. 13-13 our score. Sophomore point, drives all the way to the hole, missed the shot. Tipped, and they're going to call a foul against Shamar. A little bit of contact there, but not really worthy of a foul, I don't believe. But that is the case. It's the first foul called against Shamar. Oak Ridge will substitute Price Davis in the ball game. Quez Thomas in the game. Grayson Strader back in. Marcus, Ray Ray, and Shamar are out of the contest. It'll be their basketball coming down the floor West in a 13-13 ball game. 1:38 to play. First quarter action here at the District 3 basketball tournament. The championship game after our game will be the Carnes Beavers taking on the Central Bobcats. We'll talk about the Lady Wildcats. They did good work last night in their championship game. Nearly a steal there by Grayson. They try to get the ball at number 5. He throws the ball away. Price steals it. Price Davis coming down the floor for the Wildcats. Coast to coast, drives all the way to the hole, and throws the ball away. I don't know why Price probably should have gone ahead and took the shot, but he tried to dish it off and he slung it into the West cheerleaders. Couple turnovers here.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get it to Grayson there, but he threw it way too much out of bounds. Oh,
here's
they
a shot
tried
by
to throw it off.
Quez to shoot it, Quez. Here comes Grayson with a shot, no good. Rebound to West. Quez had a point-blank shot underneath the goal there. He gave it up, and they're going to shoot a three and hit it. Nope, missed it. They get the rebound, though, good. Wildcats tentative on that end of the floor, both Quez and Price Davis. Here comes Price down the floor. Price in the rear court, 47 seconds to play. The Wildcats trailing 15-13. Oak Ridge basketball. Here it goes out to Caden Brightheart. Dribbles in, goes inside, and throws the ball away. Wildcats continuing to try to get it to the post, continuing to throw the ball away. So that's not good. Wildcats need to be a little bit more conscious. They've had some good looks there, but they just haven't been able to connect on those passes. Here they come down the floor, another wide open look. No good. Rebound to Oak Ridge. 31.2 seconds to play. 15-13. The Wildcats trailing by 2 here. Final seconds of the first quarter in a fast-moving game. Here comes to Caden Brightheart. Caden, I don't believe, has scored in the ball game yet. Dribbles left, gives it into Quez. Quez, atop of the circle, gives it off to Grayson. Grayson Strader penetrates, drives with his back to the goal.
Nice.
Gives it into Cooper for the shot. No good, but he's fouled. Personal foul will be called against Jack, I believe. We'll see. I think it's going to go against Kevin Jack. That is his second personal foul. 17.9 seconds. 15-15 is our score. The Wildcats trailing by 2, and Cooper will go to the line. He's got 4 points, yet to attempt any from the line. Cooper's averaging 5.6 points per ball game. He's an 80.6% free throw shooter. Sophomore puts it up there, good. He's got a nice stroke. I say that every time. That's why this sophomore is hitting 80% too.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, especially for a big guy. I mean, it's, you know, I know it's so stereotypical, but I mean, it's true. I mean, look at Shaquille O'Neal. But yeah, really nice free throw shooting by Cooper Williams.
15-14 West, second toss up, no good. We jinxed him. 17 seconds to play. Here come the Rebels down the floor, coast to coast, dribbling in, penetrating. Number 3 thought about going all the way in 9 seconds. Backs up in front of the Oak Ridge bench. Wildcats down a point, 15-14. Bounce pass intercepted by Grayson. 3, 2. Price at the buzzer, good, and it counts. And the Wildcats lead it as we go to the second quarter. Great play by Oak Ridge. 16-15 our score. We'll be back to Powell High School in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Powell High School, side of this year's District 3 tournament. Before we go any farther, I think Powell's done an excellent job hosting this tournament.
Yeah, they really have, David. You know, nice job by them. That being aside where they're putting us, but that's okay.
Oak Ridge basketball, 16-15 the score. Bounce pass, nice pass. Integration Strader, shot good. Little backdoor action there for the Wildcats, and Oak Ridge has a 3-point lead. 18-15 the score. Here come the West Rebels down the floor. A little bit out of control. He gets a shot off, no good. Cooper Williams on the rebound. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you from a donation from the Ed and Joyce Disney, as there's a 3 up, no good. Rebound to the Rebels. West coming down the floor. Ed and Joyce Disney paid the rights fee to the TSSAA as Grayson blocks his shot. The Wildcats, Grayson gets the rebound. Grayson does it all. He blocks the shot, gets the rebound. As Oak Ridge brings the ball down the floor, Raekwon Watson goes in for the shot. It's blocked. On the floor it goes to Devin Martin. They'll push it up the floor to number 4. That's Garrett Birch. He's a good three-point shooter. Will not take a shot here. Backs it over to Maurice Clark, the number 5. Drives in. That's going to be a block, and there's no way that's a block. He had been standing there forever. There is no way that is a block. Here we go. Here we go again, Mark. He had been standing there waiting for him to come his way. He ran over him, and they call the block.
Yeah, that was a bad call, David. You're exactly right. He was there waiting plenty of time, set. He was just giving just a touch of ground like you're supposed to do to kind of break the contact. As the first free throw is up and good by Dane Britton, he now has 5 points on the night.
18-16 Oak Ridge, 7:01 to play. First half shot is good. That's 2 points. Credit it to that call. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Wait a minute, I made my presidential, as Caden goes all the way, the whole good. That's a great drive by Caden Breithart. I made my President's Day resolution yesterday not to mess with the officials. And
that was yesterday, though, David.
What's that?
That was yesterday. Today's a whole new day.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Maybe I'm going to move it over to that St. Patrick's Day resolution as the Wildcats bring the ball down the floor, leading by a score of 20-17. The Wildcats working in for a shot. Good. Caden Breithart again scores, and Caden's now got 4, and the Wildcat lead is 5. 22-17 the score, 6:35 to play in the second period. With the basketball will come the West High Rebels, number 13, Devin Martin. They play a lot of players. We play a lot of players. I mean, as they work the ball inside for a shot, no good. Rebound, jump ball, alternate possession arrow to the West High Rebels. 6:21 to play first half, 22-17. The winner of this game, well, both of these teams will be traveling on Saturday in the sub-state, either to Hardin Valley or William Blount. The winner will go to the loser of that game as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Brendan Scott. The loser of this game will have to play the District 4 champions on their home floor. I don't know who's going to win that game. It's Hardin Valley and William Blount. People keep saying, oh, that sounds like an easy game. No, they're really good. Both teams are really, really good as the Rebels set up their offense here. And I've seen William Blount play actually in person twice now. Here's a steal by Brendan for a moment. Can't get it. Now Grayson steals it. Grayson Strader coming down the floor. Didn't have numbers. Waits. Gives it off to Brendan Scott, who thought about launching. Now goes along the baseline. Throws it up there. Good. Brennan and the Wildcats on a steal. That's his 5th point. And Oak Ridge leads 24-17. Shot is no good. Tip back up and good by number 13, Devin Martin. Here's Oak Ridge down the floor. Ray across the midcourt line. Fires it out to Brennan. 3-pointer on its way, no good. Rebound Caden, that's the easiest bucket he's going to get tonight. Ball just fell in his lap, and it was an easy 2 points. He's got 6. 26-19 the score, 5:35 to play. They've got a 3 open. It's on its way, no good. Rebound Cooper to Grayson. Here comes Ray down the floor. Ray across the midcourt line. 7-point Wildcat lead. 5:24 to play in the first half. Raekwon with the basketball. Dribbling in. Penetrating to Cooper. Nice pass. Shot. Good. Cooper Williams off the glass. Give the assist to Raekwon. Cooper now has 7 points in the ballgame, and Oak Ridge leads by 9. 28-19 the score. Here comes West down the floor. A lot of action in this game, Mark.
Yeah, it really is. The pace really favors Oak Ridge, in my opinion, Dave. It's a very fast-paced game.
Here's another deflection on a rebound to Ray. Ray didn't have the numbers. He waits for his teammates, gives it into Caden, around to Grayson. He's got a drive. He's got a pass inside of Cooper again, and he's fouled. Wildcats doing a really good job, especially here in the second quarter, getting into their big guy, Cooper Williams, who already, I think, might be our leading scorer right now.
Yeah, he has 7, David. We have 2 individuals with 6 and Brendan Scott with 5.
4:50 to play in the first half, 28-19 Wildcats. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball underneath the goal, and it comes to Grayson Strader. Into Cooper. Here's Grayson for 3, top of the key. Might have rushed it just a bit. Ball's knocked out of bounds, they say, by Caden Breithart. Coach Green thought it was off of Garrett Birch, but it'll be their basketball. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to play, second quarter, 28-19, the Wildcats in the lead. Wildcats trying to win their 23rd ball game of the year. Here comes West down the floor, moving our way. Jalen Hill with the basketball, gets it across the line to Devin Martin. Martin down to Birch to the big guy, Jack. Against Cooper, wants to take him in. Goes in, and that's got to be a jump ball. It is a jump ball, and Wildcats will get it on the alternate possession. Cooper came ready to play today, Mark Hayes.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, that guy, number 23, Kevin Jack, thinks that he can move Cooper down, knock him down in the lane, but that stuff's not going to happen. Cooper's standing ground very well tonight.
Brennan Scott drives in, pulls up, takes a 5-footer, rims out. No good. Rebound, Cooper had it and does have it. He goes into Grayson, layup off the glass, good. Grayson Strader scores, and he's got 8, and the Wildcats' lead is 30-19. 4:11 to play in the second quarter. With the basketball will come Jalen Hill. West was the only team to beat Oak Ridge in the regular season out of District 3, and that ended a string of 3 years, 58 straight district games without a loss, but West did it as a deflection saved out high by Birch. That's an incredible streak. I bet you don't know who the last team before that, as they're going to call a foul against Brennan Scott. Who was the last team to beat Oak Ridge in the district until the West game? And this happened 3 years ago. Mark's thinking.
Yeah.
It's radio, remember that.
Powell, I guess.
Anderson County Mavericks at the Wildcat Arena, which was one a really, really big upset. Here comes Birch driving in against Grayson, pulls up, baseline jumper, good. He's got a nice little stroke. Garrett Birch knocks it down, and Oak Ridge's lead is 9, 30-21. Quez bringing the ball down the floor for the Wildcats. Works it out to Grayson Strader. Thought about driving all the way in, holds it, gives it back to Brennan. Brennan pulls up, shoots a 3. Good! 3-point shot, Brennan Scott. I believe that's his second of the game. He's got 8, and Oak Ridge leads by 12. 33-21 the score, 3:12 to play in the second quarter. West Rebels coming down the floor, Jalen Hill. The Wildcats currently have Quez Thomas in the ball game. They have Brennan Scott, Cooper Williams, Grayson Strader, and Caden Brightheart. Dane Britton in the ball game for the West High Rebels along with Birch. Here's a steal by Quez. Quez tries to pick it up and does. Now brings the ball down the floor, and then it's ripped out of his hands. Saved away by the Rebels. They shoot a 3. It's on its way. Unfortunately for them, it's no good. Rebounded by Cooper Williams. Here comes Quez to Caden. Caden will dribble. Caden will drive. Caden reverse layup. Oh, big block. Caden went with a reverse, and he got it smacked all the way back to Oak Ridge.
Yeah, that's the pad on the wall tonight seems to be getting a lot of action down there, David.
Oak Ridge on top, 33-21, 2:38 to play. The Wildcats working into Grayson. To Caden, goes in, a little 3-footer, good. They didn't even really try to guard him there, and he's got 8, and Oak Ridge has a 14-point lead. 35-21 the score. Joey Weston doing camera work on the floor for us right now. We've got Shauna Hayes doing the top camera. Ethan Eubanks doing our scoreboard and timekeeping. Mark Hayes doing statistics and color. My name is David Clary. As the West High Rebels work it to the corner to Kevin Jack. They kick the ball back out, 2:08 to play. Back to the baseline, they'll drive in. Shamar cuts him off. Back to Jack it goes. Jack wanted to jack one up there, and he's going to go inside. Nice pass. He missed a shot, though. Rebounded by Caden Brightheart. Wildcats running. Caden going against Jack. Kicks it out. Brennan Scott dribbles in, pulls up, kicks it out. There's Quez for 3. Oh, no good. Rebounded by Grayson Strader. Kicks the ball back out to Brightheart. He shoots a 3. It's good. 3-point shot, and West has seen enough. Caden's got 11, and Oak Ridge leads by 17. 38-21 the score. We'll be back to Powell in 60 seconds. Welcome back once again to Powell High School, the District 3 basketball tournament. 98 seconds to play in the second quarter. Oak Ridge on top, 38-21. Just a sudden burst here, Mark. Wildcats have built up a pretty comfortable lead here in the second quarter, but they had an 18-point lead against West at West and lost.
Yeah, that was like a fourth quarter meltdown, wasn't it?
Yeah. West working. Marcus Peters in the ball game. Shamar Green's in the ball game. Bounce pass goes into Kevin Jack. Wanted to come cross court to number 1. He drives in. He lost the ball. Oh, reach and foul. Going to be called. There's some contact there. It might go against Brennan, I believe. That's his second foul. Minute 14 to play in the second quarter. 38-21 the score. You know that view of that I posted that video online of 44,000 views.
Wow, last night there was just 37,000.
Yeah. Here come the Rebels down the floor. He walks, gets the shot up anyway. Good. I thought he walked. Maybe he didn't.
No, he
As
walked.
Devin Martin hits the bucket. Here comes Oak Ridge. Quez turns the ball over. They missed a shot, though. Grayson Strader with it. Grayson's going to bring the ball down the floor. Wildcats, Quez with it. Catches it on a dead run. Dribbles in. He lost the ball again. Couple turnovers there. Down the floor will come the West High Rebels. They kick it out to number 14, Cowan. Out for a 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound, what's the call?
Hit the structure.
Hits the structure, okay. That's a good way to put it, yep. 40.5 seconds, Oak Ridge on top by 15, 38-23, playing with, let's see, Grayson Strader, Raekwon Watson, Shamar Green, Price Davis, and Marcus Peters. Oak Ridge basketball, 34 seconds to play first half, 38-23. The Wildcats probably playing for the final shot here in the second quarter. Marcus with it to Ray Ray. Ray Ray stops, had Marcus early, couldn't get the ball to him. Gives it out to Grayson, top of the circle. He drives right, gives it in to Marcus. 18 seconds to play. Marcus drives in. He walks, and he throws the ball away. I mean, he had 2 turnovers on the same possession. Here comes West down the floor. Nothing personal, Marcus. Just kind of funny. That's a charge. Good. He makes up for it on the other end with a drawing a foul, and the senior goes down, and it'll be Oak Ridge basketball with 5.9 seconds to play. Coach Green had a little bit of a concern coming into this if the Wildcats would be up, since, you know, we have played in so many district championship games over the last several years. If they'd be up for the consolation game, I think that's been answered here in the first half. Here comes Ray Ray down the floor, dribbles, and then he's fouled. Foul's going to be called against Jalen Hill. His second foul. Fouls have not been a factor at all. Probably after the debacle we had on Friday, they were told probably just let him play. And 2.9 seconds. Caden works it into Brennan. Brennan with 2, pulls up, shoots, no good, as the first half comes to a close. Good to have a basketball for the Wildcats. They lead it by a score of 38-23. Mark your thoughts.
Great second quarter for the Wildcats, David. You know, first quarter was really kind of really back and forth, really. A lot of turnovers by the Wildcats, a lot of kind of missed passes trying to get the ball inside underneath. But second quarter, you know, one thing I told you off air, Caden Brightheart has 11 points, all of them in the second quarter. So great job by all the Wildcats in the second quarter, but Caden Brightheart especially.
So we're at halftime here on FM 92.7, FM 94.7, prepradio.com, Oak Ridge Schools, television channel 15. We are streaming this game live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, thanks to a donation from Ed and Joyce Disney. We appreciate their support of our broadcast and of Oak Ridge High School sports. Oak Ridge leads by 15 at the half, 38-23. My name is David Clary, along with Mark Haste, Ethan Eubanks, Shauna Haste, Joey Weston, Brian Bennett back at the studios. Mark's working on the stats. We'll take a break. We'll send it back to Brian. We'll be back with a look at the halftime statistics following this 3-minute timeout. I'm singing a little John Denver here at Pal, and it's busting out loud. I'm thinking about singing it. And Mark, what did you say as a joke?
I didn't say it as a joke, Dave, but I told Sean, I said, I'm pretty sure they played this song at David's prom.
Why don't you run down the stats?
All right. Leading scorer for Oak Ridge, Caden Brightheart. He has 11, as I said, all of them in the second quarter. He was 5 of 7 from the field. He was, of those, he was 1 of 2 from three-point line. With 8 points, Brendan Scott. He's 3 of 10 from the field. Also with 8 points, Grayson Strader, 4 of 7 from the field. 7 points for Cooper Williams, 3 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 2 points for Shamar Green. He's 1 of 1 from the field. Bryce Davis also with 2 points, 1 of 1 from the field. As a team, the Wildcats were 17 of 32 from the field. Breaking it down, they were 14 of 24 in twos, 3 of 8 in threes, and they were 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Now looking at the West High Rebels, they're led in scoring by Dane Britton, number 5. He has 6 points, 2 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 5 points added by Garrett Birch off the bench. He's 2 of 6 from the field. 4 points for Devin Martin, 2 of 6 from the field. 3 points by Maurice Clark off the bench. He's 1 of 3 from the field. 3 points also by Hunter Hudson. He started. He's 1 of 4 from the field. And Kevin Jack has the remaining 2 points for West. He's 1 of 2 from the field. As a team, West is 9 of 27 from the field. They're 6 of 18 in twos, 3 of 9 in threes, and they're 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Oak Ridge led with a last-second shot in the first quarter. They led 16 to 15, and then a big quarter for the Wildcats in the second quarter, outscoring the West High Rebels 22 to 8, and that's how we get to the halftime score. Oak Ridge on top, 38 to 23. David?
Thanks a lot, Mark. Last night, the Oak Ridge High School Lady Wildcats were victorious in their ball game against the Carnes Beavers in the District 3 Girls Championship game. It was the 8th consecutive district championship for the Oak Ridge High School Lady Wildcats, so they will be the top seed on one bracket of the region tournament, and they have an opportunity to host the entire tournament at the Wildcat Arena. Their first ball game will be on Friday. That'll be a 7 o'clock, only one game that night, only one game at the Wildcat Arena, 7 o'clock against the Lady Rebels of Maryville. Maryville will be coming in after 2 losses. They have a below 500 record, but I've been told they've been improving over the last month or so. But they will come into the game at 13 and 19 on the year. So the Lady Wildcats hoping to get a victory to move on to the semifinals. You make it to the semifinals, you're 1 win away from a sub-state, and then you're 1 win away from the state tournament. So, you know, getting things started, and the best part about it is the Lady Wildcats will be at home. Unfortunately, the guys will have to do their good work on the road, either at William Blount or Hardin Valley. That's where they will be on Saturday night. That'll be a game at 7 o'clock. The Wildcat boys have no opportunity to play at home, really, realistically, at the Wildcat Arena in the region tournament, but they could, of course, return home for a sub-state if they were to win the region championship. We're at halftime of this ball game. The Wildcats on top, 38 to 23. We'll take another break. We'll come back with the second half following this 2-minute timeout. I apologize to my radio audience here. They took the time off the clock and are going ahead to start the second half here, although that didn't give me the full amount of time. West has the ball first as they set the offense in motion with a three-pointer to start. Good. It's a good start for them. As they knock down a shot, the Wildcat lead is cut to 12. Oak Ridge works it into Ray Ray down the floor to Grayson Strader. Wildcats come out in the second half with Grayson Strader, who takes it straight to the rack. No good. Cooper has the rebound, ripped out of his hands. Last touch by, they say, the Wildcats. It'll be West with the basketball. One thing I don't like about this district, but these officials, they don't get together. As it was Oak Ridge's ball, so he got it right. As Cooper sets for a three, it's on its way, hit the stanchion, and it's no good. They don't get together. Like on that play, that long outlet pass all the way down the floor, they should have gotten together on that one, but they did not.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you'll see that a lot, and especially in college games, and it just helps, you know. Three sets of eyes are better than one.
We apologize to the radio audience. They took time off the scoreboard clock and actually started the half before we were ready. West hit a three, and now it's a 12-point game. Oak Ridge's biggest lead was 17. The Rebels down 38-26. Kevin Jack, he's walking anyway. Wildcats get a steal. Here it goes from Cooper Williams to Raekwon Watson. Ray rings it across the line. We'd like to thank Ed and Joyce Disney for sponsoring our broadcast tonight as Oak Ridge works it into Cooper.
Nice.
Inside to Caden Brightheart for the shot. Good. Wildcats got the open player, and they kept finding open players, and Caden finished it off.
Caden now with 13 points, David. 13 of Oak Ridge's 40.
40-26, the Wildcats in the lead. 6:43 to play in the third quarter. Mark, I think we've got a halftime score from District 4.
Yeah, we did. Bearden was on top, 34-25 over Farragut.
And, you know, no real surprise, honestly, to me, because, you know, Bearden is a team that traditionally has been really, really good over the years. They've had a kind of a down year for them, but, you know, Farragut's very capable as the inbounds is knocked out of bounds by West. Good defense by Caden Brightheart. He kind of deflected it off the body, or what it appeared to me from my angle, off of Devin Martin out of bounds, and Oak Ridge has it on their turnover. 40-26 Oak Ridge, 6:32 to play third quarter. Brennan Scott dribbles in, thought about going all the way in, gives it out to Grayson Strader. He will drive in. He'll turn, give it into Cooper for the layup. His block, goes back up with it and lost it. Taken away by the Rebels. Here comes West down the floor. Martin, coast to coast, throws up a shot, missed it. Goes back up with it, good. Wildcat lead is 12 once again, 40-28. Ray down the floor. Ray brings it across the midcourt line under heavy pressure, gives it over to Grayson Strader. Grayson drives, stops, pops, drops. Grayson drops it in, and the Wildcat lead is back up to 14. He's got 10. 42-28 the score, 5:51 to play in the third quarter. West basketball facing Oak Ridge's pressure. Number 13 works it in, then it comes to number 4. Down the floor goes Birch, quickly to 0. Mike Nelson goes in, blocked by Ray from behind. Ray down the floor for the Wildcats. Gives it out, Brennan Scott sets and plants. Guns the 3, no good. Rebounded by Birch. Garrett Birch down the floor. The Wildcats with Caden coming right behind Birch. He wanted to shoot a 3, will not, gives it out once again to Kevin Jack. They launch a 3, it's no good. Long rebound, Raekwon had it, knocked out of bounds off the body of Chris Cowan of West. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. 5:20 to play third quarter, 42-28. The Wildcats with the basketball and the lead. They'll back off on the press now, and the Wildcats will bring the ball down the floor. Ray's done a pretty good job against that pressure.
Yeah, he really has, you know. And I know on the last possession, he was double-teamed, but was able to easily get the ball to Grayson Strader.
Grayson Strader is going to dribble in, left block, go in for the shot. Good. Grayson has 12, and the Wildcat lead is back to 16. 44-28 the score. Just a nice little left-handed shot along the baseline. Jack with the basketball, gives it out to Cowan. Cowan didn't play. I don't think he played at all in the first half.
No, I was really surprised to see him start the second half, but he didn't play at all in the first half.
Here comes the West High Rebels. 4:39 to play third quarter. Out to the top it goes Kevin Jack. Kevin shoots a 3, no good. Hits
Nice
the rim,
box out.
rebounded by Grayson. Grayson Strader to Brennan Scott. The Wildcats by 16 with the ball. Here comes Brennan, coast to coast. Inside of Cooper, goes in for the shot. Will it count? It will. And he's fouled. Cooper Williams having a really fine ball game here tonight. Will go to the free throw line with one shot.
Picking up the foul for West will be Devin Martin. David, that'll be his first, team first for the second half. Cooper Williams with 9 points going to the line where he's 1 of 2.
Oak Ridge up by 18, their biggest lead here, 46-28, 4:24 to play. The Wildcats' next game will be Saturday, 7 o'clock, either at Hardin Valley or at William Blount, depending on who wins this game and who wins and loses the other game at the District 4 Championship. Cooper knocks down the free throw. The Wildcats have a 19-point lead. 4:24 to play in the third quarter. The Wildcats were beaten by West at West. Wildcats had nearly a 20-point lead in the second half in that game and couldn't hold it. They launch a three. It's good. That's a pretty shot. That's why he's in there maybe. Chris Cowan knocks down the shot, and Oak Ridge's lead is 16. Coach Green not too happy with the defense on that play. Ray with it over to Caden Brighthart, around to Price Davis, has a layup. If he takes it, he backs it up. Caden plants and shoots a three. Good. Three-point shot for Caden Brighthart. They collapsed down on Price. That left Caden wide open.
Yeah, Caden hits his second three-pointer of the night, David. He has 16 in the ball game.
50-31, they launch another three. It's no good. Rebounded by Raekwon Watson to Brendan Scott, who catches it on a dead run. Dribbles to the free throw line inside it. Missed the shot. Tipped and rebounded by Raekwon. Had Cooper early. Has it on the block. Drives in for the shot. Good! Cooper powers it over Devin Martin, and he's got 12. Here comes a shot blocked by Cooper, but a foul is going to be called against Cooper Williams. That'll send Kevin Jack to the free throw line. 3:19 to play third quarter, 52-31, a 21-point lead for the Wildcats. In the ball game the other day against Central, and congratulations to Central. They're going to be playing for the district championship for the first time in over 10 years against Carnes. The Wildcats missed free throws. They just didn't hit their shots from the perimeter. Much better game here tonight.
Yeah, a faster pace game tonight, I believe, David. But, it seemed like Oak Ridge really struggled Saturday night.
Rebound by Cooper, then Quez almost lost it, and ball's knocked out of bounds by West. Wildcats playing with Quez Thomas, Brendan Scott, Cooper Williams, Caden Brighthart, Price Davis. 52-31 Wildcats, 3:12 to play third quarter. Wildcats work it in to Cooper. Works it out to Price, inside of Caden. He'll turn. He'll put up a little left-handed hook, no good. Cooper's got another rebound, no good, he's fouled. Another foul will send Cooper Williams to the free throw line. Appreciate our sponsors, all of our sponsors all season long, who have sponsored us on FM 92.7. We probably won't do the Friday game on the radio. We will do the game Saturday on FM 92.7. We'll try to stream as many as we can. The girls' game Friday is going to be streamed live, sponsored by the Johnson family, as Cooper knocks down the free throw. Jenna Johnson, having her knee surgery on Friday, won't be able to watch it, but her parents are going to pay the streaming rights, and they're going to be able to watch it. So Cooper hits the first one, knocks down the second one, and Oak Ridge has a 23-point lead here with 3:03 to play in the third quarter. 54-31 the score, and they're substituting Robert Schuler in the ballgame. The winner plays the loser of Hardin Valley and William Blount. Like I've said, I've seen William Blount play. They're in the top 10 in the state. They're really good. Don't be fooled because they're William Blount, because they traditionally haven't been super, that's an over and back. Oh, I was wondering if he was going to call it. He did. He thought about it for a second. Coach Green jokingly.
I think Coach Green reminded him.
Yeah, and I think he was going to call it anyway because it was quite apparent. It was very obvious, but the Oak Ridge basketball. But like I said, don't be fooled by William Blount because they're good. Price Davis works the ball in, play stop for a second. Everybody just stood still as the Wildcats set up their offense. Here it goes to Quez. Quez guarded out high by Maurice Clark. Holding the ball, 5-second count is on. He dribbles past and gives it over to Price. Price Davis. Boosie drives. Boosie takes it up and missed it. Shamar Green on the rebound. Good. Wildcat post players dominating inside. Shamar's got 4, and Oak Ridge leads by 25, 56-31. While we have an opportunity, I don't want to kind of take away from the broadcast here, but what a game last night for the Lady Wildcats, shorthanded against Carnes.
It really was, David, but the Lady Wildcats really came to play last night. They had 4 individuals make all-district.
Couple of missed shots, rebounded by Oak Ridge. Price has got a 3. It's on its way. Good! 3-point shot for Price Davis. And the Wildcats are routing West here in the consolation game, 59-31.
And Price knew that was going in, David. You see him posing over there.
I had a perfect angle too. As soon as he released it, I thought it was going. They launch a shot. That's not going. Rebounded back by Cowan. He sets it out to the top of the circle to Maurice Clark. Around to the left side. They work it inside. Bounce pass. Lost out of bounds. They say last touch by Oak Ridge. 1 minute, 40 seconds to play third quarter. 59-31 is our score. The Wildcats in the lead. Last night, even though the Wildcats led most of the way, I think Mark reminded me that it was 3-2. Here's a steal by Brendan Scott. Brendan's going to go coast to coast. He's fouled. He missed the shot. He was fouled all the way down the floor. They could very easily say he was fouled on the floor up here at the top of the circle, but they didn't blow the whistle. It'll be Oak Ridge going to the free throw line by Brendan Scott.
Yeah, I think he was fouled at 18 feet, then 15 feet, and then 5 feet, and then 3 feet. So
Brendan goes to the free throw line. Shot is good. What has Brendan done tonight?
Brendan has 9 points, David. That's his first attempt from the free throw line, and it's up and good. So he's now 1 of 1 from the line. As he waits for the ball from the referee, he now accepts the ball from the referee. Eyes his second shot. It's up, and it is good.
Cameron McCullough coming in the game for the first time in a while. Brendan Scott's going to check out. The Wildcats have a 30-point lead here. 1:34 to play, so the Wildcats getting Cameron McCullough in some early playing time.
Wow, a 30-point lead here almost at the end of the third quarter. Very impressive night for the Wildcats.
Wildcats playing right now with all substitutes with the exception of Caden Brightheart. Wildcats have Shamar Green, Cameron McCullough, Price Davis. Here's a near steal, saved away by Quez. Quez has it to Price Davis. Price will get a layup, right-handed off the glass. Good. And the Wildcats now lead by a score of 63-31, and now that's 7 points in the game for Price. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor, or on defense. Minute 6 to play third quarter. 63-31, the Wildcats in the lead. Exactly a minute to play here in the third period. Consolation game, as I said, actually Coach Green said to me in the interview on Friday, once they lost the ball game, as Weston almost turns the ball over, they're going to drive in for a floater, no good. Rebound to a shoeless Price Davis. The Wildcats have the basketball coming down the floor. He's going to have to pick up his shoe in rear court. Quez is going to drive coast to coast, get a layup. Oh, no good. Barely missed it. Shamar battles for the rebound. It's knocked out by number 5, Dane Britton. Here comes Connor Cummings in the ball game. So we have an all-substitute lineup as Caden Brightheart checks out. Oak Ridge's next game is Saturday against either William Blunt or Hardin Valley on the road. The girls' next game is Friday, 7 o'clock against Maryville. Oak Ridge basketball, and it goes to Quez Thomas. 34 seconds to play. Connor with it, right corner. Cummings holds it, needs some help, gives it back to Quez. Coach Green says start the play in motion. 26 seconds to play. Here it goes once again to Price Davis. Price to Shamar. Shamar with his back to the goal. Goes into Cameron. Cameron shoots. No good. Rebound to the Wildcats for a second. Stolen away by Quez. Quez drives into Connor. Connor gets a layup. No good. Rebound by McCullough. McCullough wanted to go back up. 7 seconds. Dribbles to his right. There's Price Davis. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound to West as the third quarter comes to a close. Great third quarter basketball for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. They lead it 63-31. We'll be back to PAL in 60 seconds. Thanks a lot, Brian Bennett, back in the studios. Here's a steal by Oak Ridge. Connor Cummings has it coming back the other way. Connor Cummings dribbles, drives, pulls up, shoots, no good. Rebound by the West High Rebels. Nice drive there by Connor, just couldn't finish it off. Price having a big night offensively. Here comes West down the floor. The Wildcats on top, 65-31. They work the ball down the floor along the baseline. Here's a shot blocked by Shamar. Shamar blocks the shot, got his teammates off the bench there. Wildcats in the lead, 65-31. Ethan Eubanks doing our scoreboard work. Shauna Hayes doing camera work. Joey Weston doing camera work for us down on the floor. West with the basketball. They lob it down low against Shamar. He shoots, no good. Alter the shot. Connor's got the rebound. Connor struggles, holds it, can't get it. They get a shot off, good. Number 22, Hunter Hudson scores. Here comes Quez down the floor. Wildcats playing with Quez Thomas, Connor Cummings, Cameron McCullough, Shamar Green, Price Davis. Wildcats in the lead, 65-33. Nice pass by Cameron. Into Shamar, shoots, scores. Over the top of Robert Schuler, and he's got 6. Wildcats on top by 34, 67-33. After the 2 very close ball games with this team, kind of surprised at this one. I guess West didn't want to be in this game. The Wildcats did. Cameron McCullough on the rebound on the missed shot to Shamar. Shamar drives in, layup, good. Shamar off the glass. He's got 8, and it's 69-33, and West hasn't played defense since the first quarter. 6:18 to play. We're going to have a running clock from here on out. 69-33. Another near steal by the Wildcats. Substitutes. The ball is deflected out by Shamar. 6:06 to play, and we do have a running clock here. 69-33. We'll have the final stats after the ball game. I'll be speaking to the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Aaron Green, as well. Right now, ball is going to be a whistle blow, and a foul is going to be called. Bearden on top after 3 quarters over Farragut, 44-37. Could you send that to Eric over there at District 4? 5:46 to play. 69-33. Wildcats in the lead. 5:40 and a running clock. Robert Schuler to work the ball in, yet to do it, now does, and it comes to number 22, Hunter Hudson. Hudson works it out to Harlan Dill in the ball game for the first time. He works the ball to his left, dribbles out to the top of the circle. Around the horn it goes, now near steal by Cameron McCullough. He knocks it out of bounds. Appreciate Joey Weston coming our way and doing our stat work, or actually our camera work. I don't know if Mark's doing the stat work. And with 5:11 to play, 69-33, the Wildcats on top of West. Ethan Eubanks as well. Got here right at the buzzer, as Mark said. The national anthem was playing, and Ethan walked in the door. Shauna Hayes with us as well. Brian Bennett back in the studios. I want to continue to remind everybody that Friday is our next broadcast. That'll be not a radio ball game. It will be a YouTube game. The Lady Wildcats taking on Maryville. They get a shot off, no good. On the rebound, Quez Thomas with it. Quez down the floor, dribbles across the midcourt line, gives it out to Davis. Got to get everybody else involved here. About everybody's scored in the game. Here comes Price driving in for another layup. Rolls out, no good. Rebounded by West. Pulled down by number 14 for them, Chris Cowan. They shoot a 3, good. Nice shot out there by number 3, I believe, Marix Clark. And with 4:19 to play, Oak Ridge's lead is 69-36. With the basketball will come Quez, 4:13 and counting. Quez with it to Connor Cummings, around to Cameron McCullough. Nearly ripped to the ball. He is, and then Cameron commits the foul. Wildcats headed for victory here. They're up by 33 right now, and the clock continues to run. 69-36, 3:54 to play. District 3 championship game will follow here. Central is taking on the Carnes Beavers. Both teams looking for their first title in a long time. Carnes, not as long as Central. Central, you have to go all the way back to 1992, Mark. Long time ago. Carnes won it about 10 years ago. As they're going to substitute some more players in. Coming into the game will come number 21. Thought it was 35 after 4, but we're up by 33 right now, 69-36, but it just means everybody will get out of here quicker. After a couple overtime games on Friday, I don't think anybody will be too upset about that. Here comes Chris Cowan with it. Here's a steal by Cameron. Cameron McCullough down the floor. Dribbles, free throw line jumper is good. Cameron McCullough scores his first 2 points of the night, and it's 71-36. 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Lady Wildcat Bella Boone in attendance here today. As I look around the gym at some of the other people in attendance, she was named to the all-tournament team. Here's a near steal by Price, deflected back across the midcourt line. 2:45 to play. Number 12 shoots a three. Harlan Dill, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by West. 2:35 to play in the ball game. 71-36. So the Wildcats will win their 23rd game, and they'll face the loser of the championship ball game, either William Blount or Hardin Valley, Saturday night, 7 o'clock on the road someplace. 71-36. I don't know who's going to win that. I think William Blount's the better team, Mark, but the two teams have played 3 times already. William Blount won 2. Here's Connor driving in for a shot, no good. Rebounded by the West Rebels. I don't know who's going to win it. I honestly, if I had a pick, well, I'm not even going to say that because they're both good teams. Either way, we're going to play a good team on Saturday night. But I've seen William Blount play twice. They've got one kid. His name is Wendell, I believe. He was the most valuable player in that district. He's really, really good. It'd be a hard matchup for us to guard. I don't even know who will guard the guy if we play them. Might play Hardin Valley. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. It'll be played, I guess that would be the 7:30 game.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock game in their district.
It'll either be at Hardin Valley or William Blount. We know the girls are playing Friday night at 7 o'clock against Maryville. We know their opponent. We will know our opponent later on tonight. Missed shot rebounded by Connor Cummings. Minute 20 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge with it. Price Davis. Let's get somebody else involved. I think Connor hasn't scored. I don't know if Quez has scored in the game. So let's get Quez and Connor on the scoreboard here. Here comes Quez kicking it out to Davis. Price drives in, gives it in to Quez for the layup. Good! Now let's get Connor a bucket. 1 minute to play, 73-36. Knowing Coach Green, though, we probably won't get another shot off here. He'll probably just run it out or walk it out, I guess the best way to describe it, as we're down to 49 seconds to play with a basketball. West, 73-36. The Wildcats in the lead, headed for a victory here at the District 3 tournament in the consolation game. Last time we played a consolation game was 2012, and we beat Campbell County. So Coach Green has never lost a consolation game, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, this is the second one, right? I see big Aiden Goins of the Carnes Beavers. He'll be playing in the championship game for Carnes against Central. I don't know. It looks like it's West is content to just work their offense here and not take shots. A deflection. We're down to 9-8, and that's going to be it. The Wildcats are going to defeat the West High Rebels by a final score of 73-36. That is your final score. So the Wildcats win 73-36, and Oak Ridge will head to Saturday's ball game on the road someplace, either at William Blount or Hardin Valley. Mark, before you tabulate all the stats, your thoughts on this big win tonight?
I mean, after a slow start, like I said, it was back and forth in the first quarter, David. We barely got our nose out with a last-second layup by one of our point guards, I believe. But that doesn't really matter. But we barely took a lead at the end of the first quarter, but the second quarter we really came out and dominated, outscoring them 22-8 in the second quarter, and that's what really got the ball rolling for the Wildcats.
Mark, they took the score off before I could see it. What was our final score here?
It was 73-36.
73-36. We're going to take a quick break. Mark will work on the stats. And thank you. 73-36 is the final score. I'll speak to the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Aaron Green. We'll get to all that and more following this 3-minute timeout. side. Put it on Ethan. Never mind. Yeah. Thanks for coming. All right, see ya. Can you go get Bella real quick? Bella Boone? In the black with the orange sweatshirt. Thanks a lot. We are live back here once again at Powell High School, waiting for Coach Green to join us here. About to speak to one of the Lady Wildcats here, Bella Boone. Bella, sorry to catch you off guard like that. First off, congratulations on the district championship. You've been a starter early on in the year, a reserve player for the most part. Circumstances forced you to play a lot more minutes these last two ball games, almost complete ball games, with the exception of the end of the game. You've got to be tired, but talk about how proud you are of your teammates for winning and yourself for winning the district championship.
I'm really proud of my teammates. I think we tried. We did our hardest, and it paid off.
You know, like Coach Taylor told me yesterday after the game, she said, so many distractions, so many things happening, ejections, injuries, and other factors that cost you some of your main people, but you were still able to overcome. How did you all do that?
We worked really, really hard in practice, and we practiced extra days to be prepared.
Let me ask you, are you tired after playing full games?
Yeah, my body's a little sore.
Let's talk about you making the all-tournament team. I saw your face when they announced your name. It was almost like you were surprised. We weren't, because you had like a double-double last night, I believe. 11 points, 12 rebounds, I think. Had a good game the night before. How important, was that totally unexpected to you?
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to call my name. When they first called my name, I looked at Jenna and I was like, whoa, I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it.
Did you all have practice today, or did she give you the day off?
She gave us the day off today.
So you played Maryville. Do you know anything about them?
No, not really. We haven't played them.
So how far can the team go? I think I asked you that on the TV show. How far can you all go?
I think we can go to states. a lot of people had doubt in us last night, and we proved a lot of people wrong. So I think we can make it far.
Well, Bella, thanks for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you.
That is Bella Boone, junior member of the Oak Ridge High School Lady Wildcats. Let's get Mark down here, and he'll run down the final statistics. I saw her sitting up there, and I thought, I'm going to talk to Bella. She's a district champion and an all-tournament performer.
Oh yeah, and I told her right before your interview, she had a great game last night. I mean, that's probably the best I've seen her play all season. So well deserved for her getting all district. Now looking at tonight's game, leading scorer for the Wildcats was Kane Brightheart. He had 16 points in the ball game. He was 7 of 10 from the field. With 14 points was Cooper Williams, 5 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Also in double figures, Grayson Strader. He had 12. He was 6 of 10 from the field, 10 points for Brennan Scott. He was, 3 of 12 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 9 points added by Bryce Davis off the bench. He was 4 of 7 from the field. 8 points for Shamar Green off the bench. He was 4 of 4 from the field. Also scoring for the Wildcats, Jaquez Thomas. He came off the bench. He had 2 points, 1 of 3 from the field. Also with 2 points for the Wildcats was Cameron McCullough. He was 1 of 2 from the field. So, as a team, the Wildcats were 26 of 48 from the field, or rather 31 of 61 from the field. They were 26 of 48 from 2, 5 of 13 in threes, and they were 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Now looking at the West High Rebels, they were led in scoring they had 3 individual with 6 points. One of them was Dane Britton. Also with 6 points was Chris Cowan and Devin Martin for the Rebels. Hunter Hudson added 5 points for the Rebels, as did Garrett Birch. 6 points also for Maurice Clark. And then rounding out the scoring for the Rebels was Kevin Jack with 2 points. As a team, the Rebels were 14 of 47 from the field. They were 8 of 28 in twos, 6 of 19 in threes, and they were 2 of 4 from the free throw line. David?
Green in here. Let's get Coach Green in here, head coach of the Wildcats. Coach, first off, congratulations on the win. One thing you told me, I think on Friday night here, and I don't know if you said it on the air or off the air, but you had a concern. It's been since 2012 since we really haven't been in the district championship ball game. You were concerned how your guys would come out in a consolation game because, the crowd's not as big. It's not for a title. It's just the consolation game. But after kind of feeling each other out in the first quarter, I thought you played 3 quarters of really good basketball.
Yeah, we did, and I think it shows the character of our team. Our guys we got on our team to come out and compete. We talked about that over the last couple of days. It's not going to be an easy game to play. You're not going to be in championship. But I had no doubt our guys would show up, compete. That wasn't necessarily a concern. You just, as a coach, you want to play well. You don't want to see them make shots, and that makes a lot of things better. But, I thought obviously they took out, a lot of their guys. I don't know what they got going on there. But, I thought for, 3.5 quarters, some of the better ball we played. We defended, our press bothered them, but we didn't give up a bunch of easy stuff. We got good looks, we made shots, we shared it, we rebounded the ball, we protected the paint, we did a lot of those things well.
Yeah, Cooper did really well getting the ball inside. After the first quarter, you kind of tried to force it in early on, turned it over a couple times, but then after that, you were able to get it in with ease.
Yeah, and I'll say this, it's one of the better officiated games we've had all year. It's easy to say when you win by a big margin, but when I say one of the best officiated games we've had all year, we've had some good ones. You don't notice them. You didn't notice them. They let both teams play. They didn't call the marginal stuff, and that's kind of what you expect as a coach during postseason. And I think, again, it was one of the better officiated games we've had all year.
Everybody on the team scored except one, Connor Cummings, but he played a lot, got some rebounds, did some other things. So it's got to be pretty good, feel pretty good for them to get a chance to play. And you played them early too.
Yeah, I think the other night we've got to trust our bench. Our bench has been good this year. They've had some times where they haven't played as well, but those guys can play, and we've got to, the way we play, we've got to keep guys fresh. And Ted does a good job subbing, and we talked about that going into this game. Look, we've got to keep guys fresh. We've got to trust our bench, and guys gave us good minutes, and they're not going to play perfect, but gave us good minutes, and it makes fatigue a factor in the game, and especially if you're playing teams that don't have as many subs. And but again, I thought overall, we had a lot of guys contribute. I thought Shamar and Cooper both did a good job down inside. I thought Grayson did his thing. He had 12 and 8 in about 2.5 quarters. Yeah, I got a little concerned down there when he went down, but I think he's going to be fine. He hasn't been feeling very good either, so he's a battler, man. I'd take Grayson Schrader any day.
Coach, let me ask you. The first time we played West, we lost over there. I know Brennan didn't play in that ball game. Had a big lead and couldn't hold it. The game at Oak Ridge was reasonably close too. What was the difference between this one and those other 2 ball games?
Well, I think over there, we were a little bit discombobulated when we played over there. Without Brennan, we'd just come off a bad loss at Cleveland where we barely, I think we scored 32. Yeah. So but again, we played with 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. We're up 20 and end up losing the game. We turned it over and didn't defend. Gave them easy shots. Our place, I thought it was one of the better defensive games we've had all year when we played them at our place. The final was 55-38.
Tonight 36, so even better.
Yeah, so we held them to 38, and when we didn't play great offensively, we stretched it as a 8 or 9 point game most of the game. We stretched it out there at the end at our place. I thought tonight we're up 15. The first thing I said, in the locker room after the game was, hey, game's not over. We're up 20 with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter and lost. So let's come out here 0-0 and let's play. Let's not think this thing's over. And they started some different guys second half, and we took advantage of it.
Yeah, we kind of wondered about that ourselves. I don't know why. Maybe who knows?
Who knows? We're going to, of course, right off the bat, a guy hadn't played in 2 games makes it 3, start the third quarter. That's about typical. But yeah, and I thought our guys that we just seemed like it. We played a little bit more poised. We played a little bit more confident. We were aggressive, and and I've mentioned this before. They guard you in a kind of a unique way. They get out there and pressure and kind of just clog the paint. You got to be able to attack their pressure and make good decisions when you attack. I thought, Ray didn't score a lot. I thought he handled the ball well. He didn't have any turnovers. Had 4 assists, had 3 or 4 rebounds. It's not all about scoring. I thought he did a good job handling the pressure and keeping us, kind of under control and getting us in our offense.
Let me ask you about the second group here. We always talk about the main guys after every ball game. Those other guys, who kind of stood out to you there?
Yeah, I thought, Quez was solid. He had a couple back-to-back turnovers there late. Didn't have any turnovers second half. Price has tweaked his shoulder in practice last week. Didn't play the other night. That may have been the best game Price has played. He had 2, 5, 7, 9. He had 9. Looks like he had 3 assists, a couple rebounds. I thought Connor was aggressive. Connor's athletic. Connor can make some plays. It's just trying to find that rhythm and not being in there a lot. And that Camo's going to be another kid, a sophomore, that's going to be a good player for us.
Yeah, he is.
He's really aggressive. He's got some toughness that you like. And I thought Shamar, kind of protected the paint down there on the defensive end. He scored down inside. So, but yeah, and our guys on the bench can play, and we need them to play. We're not as good when they don't, and they're part of what we do. And I was proud of them for why they come in and played well. For sure.
Coach, how fun is it to coach this group?
And I told them before the game, I get emotional postseason, Dave. I love it. I do. I get a little bit emotional just thinking about, you invest so much into coaching. I had one of the Coach Price, it's Coach Free today, said, man, he said, and I do, it's just kind of a habit. He's like, you've had to watch 30, 40 hours of tape this week, and that's all I do. I'm not saying that to boast. That's just kind of who I am, and that's all I really know to do. But you just put so much time into it. Players do as well. It's a grinding season. I told the guys before the game, to answer your question about are they fun to coach, and I told them, after we talked about, normal defense and X and O stuff, get ready for the game, as I was proud of them, I love them, and I'm not always the easiest to play for. But I'd go to bat. I think they recorded. I said, I don't know. This just came out. I said, I'd go to jail for you. I don't know what that means. I guess I'd protect them and get in a fight. But I do, man. It's a good group of kids. They battle, and I just hope they can continue to play well. We're planning on it. We got goals like everybody else in the region. We're trying to win a game and move on, and we'll play a really tough opponent coming up. But I love this group. They've been fun to coach for sure.
Let's talk about those opponents. It could be Hardin Valley. It could be William Blount. I know you've seen both play. I know you don't have a preference. I know William Blount is a really good basketball team. They played 3 times, those two. William Blount's won 2, and Hardin Valley's won 1. So who knows what's going to happen tonight?
Yeah, it's you kind of get caught up in thinking who you match up better with. I've only watched, not really looking ahead, but you're going to play one of them. I peeked a little bit just to get an idea, and I've had another coach that's been scouting for us on that district side. But, William Blount, I watched them play. I watched them win at Fulton on tape, and I watched them beat Bearden by 30. So the 2 games I've watched, they're really, really good. Now, I know they've kind of like everybody else. They've had some games where you didn't play well. So depending on who we play, I'll have to dig in to find some of those games where they struggled and see. That's kind of what the game plan, try to figure out a game plan and what can you do to make them struggle a little bit, take away a few things. Hardin Valley, they've had a good year. A little bit smaller guards, you feel like, William Blount's, they're not big, but they're all about 6'3", 6'4", 6'2". So both of them present problems. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, Hardin Valley's obviously beaten them once. I think William Blount's beaten them twice. Should be a good game, but we'll have to play well regardless of who it is. We'll have to show up and play well on the road, and we'll be looking forward to it for sure.
One thing's for sure, you're going to face some hostile student sections. Both of them have really good student sections. Hopefully we can get some people out on Saturday night.
Yeah, we've got to get our students there too. And my mom brought that up to me. You know how moms are. I was like, hey, she's like, I don't know if I want to go to Hardin Valley. They got a big student section. I said, well, Mom, the students don't play. So, but yeah, either one of those places will be a good environment, and that's kind of what you play for. I know as a high school player, those environments are the ones you remember. Region tournaments, sub-states. I remember them like it's yesterday when I was in high school, and so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. You got to have fun. You got to play loose, and have a good preparation over the next couple of days, and we'll tip it up on Saturday, and we'll be ready. We'll plan and be ready to go. We'll just hope we can get in position to play well.
Coach, the final score was 73-36. Your final comments on the win today?
Yeah, just you don't really anticipate a score like that. West's a really good team. Obviously, they had took some guys out there for whatever reason, didn't play most second half. But I would say we had a little bit to do with that. I would hope, but again, good win. It kind of gets a little bit of negative. A little bit of negative mojo off of you a little bit. When I hate losing. I'm the world's worst loser, and what I told in closing, I told the guys, we were 0-0 after we played at Fulton. Now everybody's 0-0 again. So it's win or go home, and all across the state after tonight, and this is what it's about.
Coach, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, David.
Aaron Green, the Wildcats victorious tonight by a final score of 73-36. Let me get Mark in here for some final comments here. Wildcats will play either William Blount or Hardin Valley, and he just echoed what I've been saying for the last 2 nights. William Blount's really good. I hope people just don't take them for granted. They are really, really good. I mean, they beat Fulton. They beat Fulton, Mark.
Yeah.
That
we were never in that game.
Yeah, so that kind of tells you how good they are.
Yeah. I assume you're talking about William Blount?
Yes.
Okay. It was really loud in here. I couldn't hear. So, yeah, I mean, I anticipate everything I've heard, William Blount is really, really good. And, probably top-notch in this area.
Yeah, they're the
what
top
I hear.
3 in the state. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that's just phenomenal. And like you said, historically, it hadn't been that way at William Blount.
Right.
This is their year.
And Hardin Valley's, they're smaller for sure, but they're quick. So, I mean, it's going to be hard, like Coach Green just said. It's going to be hard either way, and that's the way it should be in the region tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, any tournament game should be hard. I mean, you're not playing fluff teams anymore. The teams that you are playing at this point have earned their position, and just as you have. So there are no easy games from here on out.
Mark, thanks for your help here, along with Shauna, Joey, and who else was here? Ethan Eubanks. Our next broadcast of Oak Ridge High School ball will be Friday when the Lady Wildcats take on Maryville. They won the district championship last night. The guys obviously victorious today, 73-36 in the consolation game. For Shauna, Mark, Joey, Brian Bennett back at the station and Ethan Eubanks. Until Friday night, this is David Clary saying, so long, everybody.